Today we are going to study about objectives of firm. Whenever any firm starts operating, जब कोई एक firm open होती है, they have to think about their inputs, the production function and the output. Right? We have studied about inputs. Inputs खरीदने के लिए जो पैसा लगता है, we'll call that as cost of production. So ये cost of production दे के you will hire or buy some inputs. ये inputs को आप production में use करेंगे. Yes, you will decide which or what type of production function you want to use, and then using this production function, ultimately we will get some output. Now this particular output has cost of production, right? जो cost of production है उससे आप ये output बना रहे हो, we call that as cost of production. ये product बनाने के लिए certain cost of production is required. Depending on that cost of production, you will find out the price of this particular commodity. Now, after finding out the price of this particular commodity, what you will do is you want to find out आपका profit कितना होने वाला है, right? आपका profit कितना होने वाला है ये you find out, right? So earlier what people used to think, or classical economists used to think, that firm has only one and sole objective, that is profit making. But modern economists as well as neoclassical economists think that other than making profit, firm has many objectives. Now, why does this take place? Basically because when firm is small, yes, जब firm छोटी थी तब जो जो उस firm का owner था, he was looking after production, तो उसका sole motive was profit maximization. Now as firm grew, जैसे firm बड़ी बड़ी हो गई, this entrepreneur or this owner employed managers at various stages to to run the company, to run this firm, right? Now these managers, उनका income doesn't depend on the profit of the firm. They are there on the salary basis, right? तो firm के profit पे उनका personal income depend नहीं करता. Due to which reason firm को अलग अलग objectives मिल गए, right? Due to managers or due to specialization and divisibility of firm, yes, जब ये firm छोटे छोटे parts में divide हो गया, बहुत सारे managers आ गए, managers के ऊपर एक board of directors आ गया, firm के objectives अलग अलग हो गए, right? So we will study about कौन से objectives हैं firm के and firm ये objectives किस तरह fulfill करती है. Okay. So firm can be an individual proprietorship or a partnership or a corporation. The firm is decision-making unit. So firm can be anything. It can be either individual, sole proprietorship, partnership between 2, 3 or more people, or a corporation, right? Basically, what is firm? Firm is a decision-making unit. Firm makes decisions. Yes. What kind of decisions do they make? How much to produce, how to produce, where to produce, एंड हाउ मच ये कमोडिटी जो आउटपुट है उसको कितने प्राइस में हमको मार्केट में सेल करना है, कितना यूनिट सेल करना है. दे बेसिकली टेक सच डिसीजंस. All firms producing an identical product for a market constitute the industry. When the product is differentiated, the concept of industry is vague. In case of pure monopoly, the firm and the industry are identical. Again, we are studying again and again about firm and industry. The difference or distinguish between firm and industry. We all know एक shirt producing firm will be called as firm. बहुत सारे shirt producing firm जब साथ में आ जाएंगे, we'll call that as an industry. But they are saying when products are differentiated, here they are talking particularly about oligopolistic competition where products are differentiated. Products are same, yet it has small differences, very identical or very unique small differences, right? In this case, the concept of industry becomes extremely vague, right? In case of this thing, monopoly, firm and industry are identical. When pure monopoly is there, that is only sole, one firm is producing one unique commodity. So this firm is firm as well as this firm is also called as industry, right? So industry and firm are same in case of monopoly. Conventionally, profit maximization was considered as the sole objective of firm. However, the businessman may not pursue the same objective. Right? जैसे we already spoke about it. As per old or as per classical economist, yes, classical economist कहते हैं कि profit maximization is the only or the sole objective of any firm, right? But right now people are saying that is not the only objective of firm. Firm has other many objectives which they have to fulfill. So, standard economics assumes underlying the analysis of firm is profit maximization. Firms are assumed to make decisions that will increase profit. So, simple चीज़ है what here there's let's assume a school, right, where your kids go. बच्चे जाके यहाँ पढ़ाई करते हैं. So उनका बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? बच्चों को सिखाना. But is that the only objective of the firm? That is the basic objective of the firm, but that is not the only objective of the firm, right? So same thing happens with the firm. Firm में लोग their basic objective is taking decisions which will increase the profit, but that is not the only objective of the firm. Along with that, in a school बच्चों का all over development के बारे में सोचा जाता है. बच्चों को अलग अलग competitions, so on, hundreds of things are taught in the school. Same way, along with decisions to make profit or decisions to increase profit, firm has many other objectives which they continuously fulfill. Profit maximization is the process of obtaining a highest possible level of economic profit through the production and sales of goods and services. Right? So what is profit maximization? आप जितना commodity produce कर रहे हो, जितना आपका output है, उस output से आपको maximum कितना profit मिल सकता है, ये study करना है is profit maximization. Real world firm might pursue other objectives, right? So सिंपल चीज़ है रियल. ये तो थ्योरी में हमने देखा कि फर्म का ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है, प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन. आपने जो आउटपुट प्रोड्यूस किया उसको मैक्सिमम से मैक्सिमम प्राइस में सेल करना है जिससे आपको मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट मिलेगा, राइट? बट अदर देन दिस इन रियल वर्ल्ड फर्म्स विल हैव वेरियस डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. नाउ what three objectives you are going to study in this particular chapter will be profit maximization as first out objective, sales maximization the second objective, and growth maximization is the third objective, right? First we will start with profit maximization. The term maximum profit refers to pure profit, which is a surplus of total revenue over total cost. So when we say maximum profit, what does it mean? It is the difference between total revenue and total cost, right? हमको वो कमोडिटी एक शर्ट बनाने के लिए हमको 10 रुपया लगा. दैट वाज द कॉस्ट. दैट इज द टोटल कॉस्ट टू प्रोड्यूस वन सिंगल शर्ट. वी सोल्ड दिस पर्टिकुलर शर्ट एट ₹15, राइट? सो हमको रिटर्न रेवेन्यू कितना मिला? 15 व्हेन वी सोल्ड वन शर्ट. So the difference between total cost and the total revenue will be ₹5 in this case, and this ₹5 is your firm's profit. Yes, is the profit after selling one piece or one unit of shirt. It is the amount left with the entrepreneur after making payments to all factors of production, including his own wages of routine management. So, see, the cost of production. Cost of production also includes entrepreneur's profit. What do we mean is, inputs में सोचिए 4 इनपुट्स हमने ब्रॉडली कंसिडर किए. लैंड, लेबर, कैपिटल, एंटरप्रेन्योर. लैंड के रिटर्न में उसको मिलेगा रेंट, लेबर को रिटर्न में वेजेस या सैलरीज मिलेगा, कैपिटल को रिटर्न में इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा और एंटरप्रेन्योर को रिटर्न में प्रॉफिट मिलेगा, राइट? सो एक शर्ट प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए आपको ये सारी चीजें लगी. ये शर्ट आपने मार्केट में सेल किया, आपको पैसे मिले. ये जो पैसे उससे आपने रेंट पे किया, इससे आपने इंटरेस्ट रेट पे किया, इससे आपने कैपिटल का इंटरेस्ट रेट पे किया, इससे आपने लैंड का रेंट पे किया, इससे आपने लेबर का सैलरीज या वेजेस दिया, और इससे आपने एक एंटरप्रेन्योर का जो अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट था, जो प्रॉफिट था, वो पे किया, राइट? सी, ही इज गोना कम टू दिस कंपनी एवरी डे एंड वर्क, सो ही ऑल्सो रिसीव्स हिज अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट जो भी है, राइट? ही ऑल्सो रिसीव्स, उसने जो स्किल्स इनपुट किए हैं इन द फर्म, उसका रिटर्न, दैट वी कॉल एज प्रॉफिट. ये सब पे करने के बाद जो बचता है, दैट इज द प्रॉफिट ऑफ एनी company, of any firm, right? So see, profit in accounting term and profit in economic term are slightly different concepts, right? So देखिए economic profit क्या होता है? In economic term, what do we consider as profit? So profit is the total revenue minus explicit cost and implicit cost, right? So entrepreneur का जो अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट है, इम्प्लिसिट कॉस्ट, राइट, उसको भी हम रिड्यूस कर रहे हैं, उसको भी हम यहाँ से रिड्यूस कर रहे हैं, देन व्हाट यू गेट इज प्रॉफिट. सो in economic terms, when we say profit, it is the amount of money which firm receives or which firm earned after paying all the cost of production, and this cost of production also includes entrepreneur's basic profit, राइट. सो एक ऑन्टरप्रेन्योर कंपनी में रोज आता है, उसने सोचा कि चलो मैं रोज यहाँ पे आता हूँ, आई शुड अर्न एटलीस्ट 20,000 रुपीज अ मंथ. दैट इज, अगर वो किसी और कंपनी में काम करने जाता है तो उसको 20,000 रुपीज मिलना चाहिए एज अ सैलरी, राइट. सो योर ऑल्सो ही विल फर्स्ट 20,000 विल बी हिज प्रॉफिट विच ही विल टेक. आफ्टर टेकिंग दिस प्रॉफिट आउट, दिस विल बी हिज बेसिक कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, राइट. जो एक्स्ट्रा पैसा बचेगा दैट विल बी कॉल्ड एज प्रॉफिट, right? That is the difference between economic profit and accounting profit. Profit is the residual income over and above his normal profit. So when an entrepreneur sells one commodity in the market, 10 रुपए का commodity he sold in the market, right? वो 10 रुपए का commodity cost was 10, so he sold that commodity in the market at 10. So now there is no difference between the total, the cost of production and the price of the commodity. Does that mean this entrepreneur earned zero? No. In spite of that this entrepreneur earned his normal profit. 10 रुपए से ज्यादा जो अर्न करेगा that will be considered as his supernormal profit, right? So remember the difference between accounting profit and economic profit. There's only one difference कि economic profit में सुपरनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट हम कंसिडर करते हैं, राइट. अकाउंटिंग प्रॉफिट में हम सिर्फ सुपरनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, सॉरी, इकोनॉमिक प्रॉफिट में हम, अकाउंटिंग में, इकोनॉमिक प्रॉफिट में हम सिर्फ सुपरनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, दैट इज आफ्टर टेकिंग हिज ओन अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट, टेकिंग हिज बेसिक नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट. जो एक्स्ट्रा पैसा बचता है इन इकोनॉमिक टर्म्स विल कॉल दैट एज प्रॉफिट. In pursuing the objective of maximization of profit, the firm does not aim at maximizing normal profit but aims at maximizing the residual income, right? So जब firm profit maximization के बारे में बात करता है, वो normal profit नहीं increase करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वो residual income increase करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. Yes, that is economic profit. When profits are above normal profits, they are called supernormal profits. On the other hand, when profits fall below normal profits, they are called subnormal profits. 10 रुपए का शर्ट था, 10 rupees is the cost of production for one shirt, and हमने वो मार्केट में 10 rupees में ही बेचा. In this case, entrepreneur earned normal profit, right? उसने एक नॉर्मल अपना अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट कह सकते हो, उसने वो अर्न किया है. Cost of production for the shirt is 10 rupees and he sold this shirt in the market for 15 rupees. What happened here is 10 rupees जो cost of production था उसको अपना opportunity cost तो मिला ही. In addition to that, he also earned extra 5 rupees. This extra 5 rupees will be called as supernormal profit. Cost of production of one particular shirt is 10 rupees. ये shirt market में 8 रुपए में बेचा गया, right? Can you see? यहाँ पे subnormal profits हुआ है, यहाँ पे actually in other words loss हुआ है. We can also call it as deficit, right? जो excess है उसको economic terms में we can call as surplus, और जो कम है we can call that as deficit. So here we also can call it as subnormal. See, supernormal is surplus, is excess, ज़्यादा profit मिला है. Subnormal is loss हुआ है, और this is the deficit that firm has. Now see equilibrium of firm. The firm in equilibrium is in equilibrium when it maximizes its profits, right? Firm को equilibrium condition कब attain होगा? Now this equilibrium doesn't mean it is good for firm only. When firm reaches equilibrium condition, it is good for supplier as well as buyers. For both of them, it is the equilibrium condition, right? Profit is defined as difference between total revenue and total cost. Simple thing here, profit will be the difference between total revenue and total cost. Total revenue, that is the amount you earn after selling, and total cost is the cost of production. And remember, again and again I'm stressing, this cost of production will include normal profit of the entrepreneur. Yeah, or you can also call it as his opportunity cost. The firm is in equilibrium, so your pie is, we are saying that is the profit, that equals to TR minus TC, total revenue minus total cost, the difference between total revenue and the total cost. The firm is in equilibrium when it produces the output which maximizes the difference between total revenue and total cost. जितना total revenue और total cost में difference होगा उतना ही firm का profit ज़्यादा, right? जितना total revenue और total cost में difference बढ़ता जाएगा उतना ही firm का प्रॉफिट ज़्यादा होगा, और बढ़ता जाएगा एज इन अपवर्ड बढ़ता जाएगा, दैट इज टोटल रेवेन्यू ज़्यादा और टोटल कॉस्ट कम. ये डिस्टेंस जितना बढ़ता जाएगा उतना ही फर्म का प्रॉफिट ज़्यादा होगा. The equilibrium of firm can be analyzed graphically in two ways, right? So graphically we will see how equilibrium of firm, which will be the point of equilibrium. In economics we show equilibrium in the diagram by writing capital E. Capital E stands for equilibrium, which is the condition which is optimum for firm. Yes, firm should keep on producing on this particular point, then they are doing good. Now this equilibrium point is not just good for the firm but also good for the market, that is also good for the consumers or the buyers which are using these commodities. So we can use two methods basically. We can use first method, that is total revenue and total cost analysis, and the second method is marginal revenue and marginal cost analysis. Right? Let's see first method, that is total revenue and total cost analysis. The equilibrium of the firm is shown here with the help of total revenue and total cost curves. तो ऑब्वियसली सबसे पहले क्या करना है, हमको टोटल रेवेन्यू और टोटल कॉस्ट कर्व ड्रॉ करना है, जिससे हमको समझेगा कि कहाँ पे एग्जैक्टली वेयर इज द विच इज द पॉइंट वेयर फर्म शुड प्रोड्यूस टू अर्न सुपरनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट और टू अर्न प्रॉफिट. So look at the formula which they have given us. Total profit equals to, remember by this total profit we mean the supernormal profit, not the normal profit. Normal profit तो ये firm, the entrepreneur earn करने ही वाला. Here we are particularly talking about the supernormal profit that he will be earning, he will be making. So total profit equals to total revenue minus total cost. टोटल रेवेन्यू को माइनस करना है आपको टोटल कॉस्ट से. इन अदर वर्ड्स, व्हाट इज द टोटल रेवेन्यू? टोटल रेवेन्यू इज नथिंग बट प्राइस इनटू क्वांटिटी दैट इज सोल्ड इन द मार्केट, राइट? प्राइस ऑफ द कमोडिटी इनटू क्वांटिटी दैट यू आर सेलिंग इन द मार्केट. प्राइस ऑफ द शर्ट इज 10 रुपीज, आपने 5 शर्ट बेचे, तो P इंटू Q, दैट इज प्राइस 10 इंटू Q, that is quantity 5 equals to 50. 50 is your total revenue. Let's see how we have rewritten the formula. Yes, the profits equal to TR minus TC. Rewriting it, bracket में हमने लिखा है P into Q. This will give you total revenue minus total cost. Right? This will give you your supernormal, the profit level, where P is price and Q is quantity of the output sold. An important objective guiding the entrepreneur for the production of good is profit. Why is entrepreneur producing? Because he is earning profit, right? Entrepreneur का basic aim क्या है? उसको एक incentive जो होता है ना, वो क्या है कि profit, पैसा extra मिल रहा है. This extra money can be again used for the second round of production. That's why he is producing. That is his driving force to produce more and more commodity. Profit plays crucial role in the production decision taken by the firm. Any decision firm takes, any decision firm is taking, driving force या फिर important consideration, important constraint क्या होगा? Profit. They will not produce anything which is not giving them decent amount of profit, right? According to the traditional theory, the level of output which the maximum difference between the total revenue and total cost will help an entrepreneur maximize his profit. As per the traditional theory, नाउ व्हाट इज ट्रेडिशनल थियोरी? इट इज आल्सो क्लासिकल थियोरी. देखिए हमने एक बार कहा था कि जैसे हिस्ट्री को डिवाइड किया हमने एंशियंट एरा, मेडिवल एरा, मॉडर्न एरा, इन सेम वे वी हैव आल्सो डिवाइडेड द इकोनॉमिक थियोरीज, इकोनॉमिक फिलोसॉफीज, राइट. इकोनॉमी की थिंकिंग को भी हमने डिवाइड किया. तो सबसे पुराना थिंकिंग है उसको कहा जाता है क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिस्ट और क्लासिकल इकोनॉमी, क्लासिकल थिंकिंग. देन उसके बाद में जो थिंकिंग आया दैट इज कॉल्ड एज नियो क्लासिकल. नियो इज न्यू, right, but still they are classical. And then the thinking came that is known as modern economic thinking, right. So the classical economist का कहना क्या है? जितना difference between कहाँ profit count करोगे? So they say profit will be calculated between total cost and total revenue. Total cost और total revenue में जो distance है that is your profit. Look at this particular diagram. On y-axis we have cost and revenue. On x-axis we have the output, right? Depending on the output and cost and revenue, we have drawn two curves. One curve is total revenue curve and the other curve is total cost curve. So see, total cost curve. See, your total cost curve is not starting from the zero because एक fixed cost तो है जो हमको कंपनी में इनपुट करना है. Hence it is starting from more than zero. Total cost कभी भी zero नहीं होगा because एक fixed basic machinery तो आपको खरीदना ही होगा to start the production, right? So total cost curve is increasing. देखिए किस तरह से it is increasing and going up. Now you have total revenue curve which is starting from the zero because पहले तो zero से ही start होगा. पहले revenue before starting the production कुछ revenue है क्या? नहीं. Once you start the production फिर revenue होगा, right? पहले आपको सिर्फ पैसा invest करना होगा फिर आपको उसका returns मिलेगा. Hence it starts from the origin. It's going upwards like this. Okay. Now where will be the profit? So जब the distance between total cost and total revenue सबसे ज़्यादा होगा that will be your profit level. Right? So can you see this? हमने यहाँ पर एक छोटा सा लाइन किया है parallel line to the total revenue curve. हमने on total cost एक parallel line बनाया है which is parallel to total revenue curve T1. This line is parallel to total revenue curve. When this line is parallel to total revenue curve, जो बीच में जो distance है, this distance that is CD is the maximum profit this firm is earning at this particular point. This is the maximum profit this firm has potential to earn. If they work on this total revenue and total cost line, if they keep their total cost here and they sell that their total product at this total to earn this much total revenue, then CD will be their supernormal profit. Right? That is the meaning of this particular diagram. Now, the earlier diagram, go little behind. The earlier diagram was for perfect competition, right? Because this TR is a straight line upward sloping. Straight line means every commodity is been sold at same price because it's a perfect competition market, right? But what happens in monopoly? In monopoly, you can see every commodity is sold at different prices, right? To sell more commodities, producer has to sell commodities at lesser price. So his total revenue will increase at diminishing rate because हर एक कमोडिटी जब वो मार्केट में बेच रहा है उसका प्राइस धीरे धीरे वो रिड्यूस कर रहा है, राइट. Hence the total revenue curve is increasing at diminishing rate, whereas total cost curve is also increasing here. So this is your total cost curve and total revenue curve which is starting from the origin. Remember, always when you draw a diagram, total cost curve will start from total cost curve will never start from the origin and total revenue curve will always start from the origin. Yes, zeros. Right? So what is the reason? Simple चीज है because पहले आपको invest करना है पैसा. बिना money production procedure cannot start, right? So this OF is nothing but the fixed cost and then you go on increasing your variable cost. That gives you a total cost curve. Initially you're not going to get any returns from this company, from this firm, from this production. Hence due to that reason your total revenue will be zero and zero से जैसे cost but जैसे firm commodity sell करेगा धीरे धीरे आपका total revenue will also increase. So this is the total cost and total revenue, right? At point A total cost equals to total revenue, right? going ahead, we want to find out where will be the exact maximum profit earned by these firms. So we keep on drawing perpendicular, we keep on drawing parallel lines on TR as well as TC, total cost और total revenue पे हम perpendiculars और not perpendiculars parallel lines draw करते जाएंगे. The lines which are exactly parallel to each other, when these lines are exactly parallel to each other, we will get amount where this company is making maximum supernormal profit. So T3 T4 is this line is parallel to T1 T2, और व्हेन यू जॉइन दीज टू लाइंस ऑन, ये देखिए यहाँ पे टेंजेंसी जो है F पे टेंजेंसी है और E पे टेंजेंसी है, राइट, दे आर टचिंग ईच अदर ओनली एट वन पॉइंट. सो दिस F एंड E, this distance, this amount is the profit earned by this particular monopoly firm. The difference between perfect competition and monopoly firm is monopoly में your total revenue is a straight line, and in perfect competition में total revenue is a straight line, and in monopoly condition total revenue is diminishing line. The rate of increase is at diminishing, hence you have this curvature line which is OTR, right? So difficulties in total revenue and total cost analysis. So whenever you want to find out the profit which firm is making, you have to consider total revenue and total cost. और monopoly और perfect competition दोनों market situation में हम diagrams draw करके हम exact point out कर सकते हैं कि this much is the profit for monopoly, this much is the profit for perfect competition. आपने obviously देखा होगा perfect competition में profit बनाने के कंडीशंस कम है, चांसेस कम है, whereas in monopoly प्रॉफिट कमाने के चांसेस आर ऑब्वियसली हायर. So what are the difficulties using this particular total revenue and total cost analysis? ये difficulties क्या है इसमें? So maximum vertical distance between the total revenue and total cost curve is difficult to find out at a glance. So when you just look at the diagram, आपको total cost curve दिया है और total revenue curve दिया है. Only looking at the diagram, you cannot spot exactly which is the highest profit. To draw this profit, आपको parallel lines draw करने पड़ेंगे which we were drawing, right? And ये parallel lines draw करना will be very difficult because exact parallel lines draw करने के लिए आपको शायद 7, 8, 10, 12 बार try करना पड़ेगा कि which two lines are exactly parallel to each other, right? Basically what we are trying to say is the method is tedious, method is difficult to find out total profit. It is difficult to find out price per unit from the diagram. In order to find out price per unit, total revenue must be divided by output, right? Obviously, looking at the diagram, it is not possible to find out price per unit. Meaning, this is not giving you in-depth study. Okay? This method is not giving you in-depth information, in-depth study of this cost profit analysis. Total revenue and total cost analysis is not helpful to study when firms are combined together in study of industry. So this particular method can be useful to study one firm. But when we are studying about the industry's demand, industry's cost, industry's profit, then this method will be difficult because इतनी सारी industries, आप भी सोचिए, hundreds of industries, right? Meaning एक industry में बहुत सारी firms हैं, soap producing, hundreds of firms are there which are producing soap, hundreds of firms are there which are producing shirt. तो इस industry का अगर आप total cost consider करें, total revenue consider करें, the number will go in millions. So it will be very difficult to study about the total revenue and total cost. Now the second method, that is marginal revenue and marginal cost analysis, right? Marginal revenue and marginal cost analysis हम study करने वाले. So all of us know what is marginal revenue and marginal cost. एक extra unit when you are selling in the market, आपको जो cost मिलता है, that is marginal cost, right? एक extra unit when you are producing, आपको जो cost लगता है, that is marginal cost. और एक extra unit when you are selling in the market, आपको जो return में पैसा मिलता है, that is your marginal revenue. So according to the marginal revenue, marginal cost analysis, the firm will be maximizing its profit at the output where marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. What does this theory, or what does this type says? When where will be the maximum profit, or where will be the equilibrium profit? सबसे maximum profit कहाँ पे होगा? When marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. At that particular time, when you're selling one commodity at particular price, when you're producing one commodity at particular price, when these two matches each other, when these two are equal, that is your equilibrium point. That is the point where you are making maximum profit. The condition for the equilibrium of the firm is that the marginal cost should be equal to marginal revenue. But that is not the sufficient condition, right? So what are we saying is only MR equals to MC is not sufficient. There is one more condition, right? So see, they have written conditions for maximization of profit. There are two conditions. One is first order condition and the second one is second order condition. First order condition is also called as necessary condition, that is MR equal to MC. Now the secondary condition, yes, or this can also be called as sufficient condition. Huh? First is necessary condition, the second one is sufficient condition, or also can be called as second order condition. The necessary condition must be satisfied under condition of decreasing marginal revenue and increasing marginal cost. Meaning, when marginal revenue is lowest and marginal cost is increasing, when that time they intersect each other, yes, that will be the point of your equilibrium, that will be the point of the maximizing profit. Now let's see in diagram में इसको किस तरह geographically how will you find out. So this particular diagram is for perfect competition and this particular diagram is for monopoly. Why is this perfect competition? Because here we have said average revenue equals to marginal revenue. Every commodity you are selling under perfect competition is at same price, market price, right? So this is a straight line. This is a price line which can be also called as average revenue line, can also be called as marginal revenue line, because this is a perfect competition situation. What happens under monopoly? The marginal cost is increasing and your marginal revenue is decreasing. Marginal cost is increasing. Why? Because you're producing new commodity every day which incurs some or other cost. And why is your marginal revenue increasing? Because it's a monopoly situation. Monopoly situation होने की वजह से if you want to sell more, you have to reduce your cost. अगर आप cost ज़्यादा रखोगे, the commodities won't be sold in the market, right? Hence, your marginal revenue is increasing. So what is happening here? यहाँ पे देखिए at point F also marginal cost and marginal revenue are meeting each other, right? This is fulfilling only the necessary condition, that is MR equals to MC. This is not fulfilling the sufficient condition, which is MC has to be increasing and MR has to be decreasing. So look at point E. Again MR and MC are intersecting each other at point E, right? Again MR and MC are intersecting each other, but at this particular time your marginal cost curve is rising, is cutting your marginal revenue come from below, right? Meaning MC is increasing and your MR is constant, so it is not decreasing. Hence this point E will be your maximum profit. So the firm should produce output of OM and sell that at price OP. Here they have to sell it at price P because this is the perfect competition scenario, right? What happens under monopoly? Monopoly में marginal cost and marginal revenue curve are intersecting only at one point, that is point E. And here MR, marginal revenue, is decreasing and MC, marginal cost, is increasing. Meaning this is satisfying both the conditions, that is sufficient condition and necessary condition. First order condition and second order condition. Right? दोनों भी conditions यहाँ पे fulfill हो रहे हैं. Hence, for this monopoly firm, E is the profit maximizing point. This firm should be producing OM amount of output and selling it at, if you draw a perpendicular here, right, OP amount of price. This is how much they should be producing. This is about necessary and sufficient condition. Okay. The above analysis can be summarized as follows. When marginal cost is less and marginal revenue is high, more, the firm's profit is increasing and its total profit can be increased by expanding its output. And when marginal cost is greater than marginal revenue, कॉस्ट ज़्यादा है और रेवेन्यू कम है यहाँ. अर्लियर क्या था, कॉस्ट कम था और रेवेन्यू ज़्यादा था. तो इन दैट सिचुएशन वो आउटपुट और बढ़ा के दे कैन अर्न मोर प्रॉफिट, दे कैन इंक्रीज द अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट दे आर अर्निंग. सेकेंड सिचुएशन, इफ मार्जिनल कॉस्ट ज़्यादा है और रेवेन्यू कम है, the level of total profit is being reduced and its total profit can be increased by cutting down its production. Cutting down its production meaning cutting down the marginal cost. अगर marginal revenue ज़्यादा है, you can sell more commodities in the market and increase your profit. अगर marginal cost ज़्यादा है of your firm, then you cost cutting करते हैं ना हम लोग, cost cutting करके, cost cutting कैसे करोगे, production reduce करके. Earlier you were producing 80 shirts, now produce 60 shirts. Why? Because the marginal cost is greater than your marginal revenue. Now you're not earning sufficient amount of profit. If MC equals to MR, profits are maximized. At the point where marginal cost equals to marginal revenue, at that point of time, profits, you have reached supernormal profit level, ऐसा level के कि उससे ज़्यादा आपको कुछ नहीं मिल सकता. Using this certain अभी की जो conditions है आपके firm की, depending on that condition, इससे ज़्यादा profit you won't be able to make. That is your maximized profit. चलिए, तो some people say profit maximization is the sole objective of firm, so some say it is not. So what are the merits or what are the defenses which people put to show that profit maximization is the sole or very important objective of a firm? The profit is dispensable for firm's survival, meaning without indispensable for firm's survival, meaning without profit firm cannot work. Right? So profit is essential part of any firm. Other objectives success depends on firm's ability to make profit. बाकी के जो objectives हैं वो कब fulfill होंगे, when firm is making profit. If firm is not making profit, rest of the objectives won't be satisfied. It has got a great predictive power. Firm's profit has great predictive power. मतलब firm का जो भी future है depends on profit. Firm profit is more reliable measure of firm's efficiency. If firm is making more profit means firm is more efficient. If firm is making lesser profit means firm is lesser efficient. Controversy, meaning what are the points which people put up to say profit maximization is not the objective or the correct or the sole objective of the firm. Separation of ownership and management. जैसे we said certain time before that when managers are there in the company, managers का profit से कुछ संबंध नहीं होता, because their income doesn't depend on profit. They work on salaries, fixed salaries, right? So when managers are working, they may not aim for profit maximization. Assumption of full knowledge of the market condition on the part of firm is questionable. So to draw this cost curve, marginal revenue curve, you need to know 100% knowledge. You need to have 100% perfect information about the market, which is not possible. Which is not possible for buyers as well as sellers. Having perfect information is a dreamland situation, which is not reality. It is not possible. Marginality principle is not widely in use. ये जो marginality, marginal revenue, marginal cost हमने पढ़ा, these principles सब study नहीं करते. They are very these studies are very secluded. बहुत कम लोग इसका पढ़ाई करते हैं, बहुत कम लोग इसका use करते हैं. So now second objective of the firm, that is sales maximization. Right? Baumol ने क्या कहा? He was a great economist. He said maximization of sale subject to the profit constraint rather than maximization of profit is the alternative objective of the firm. Firm's direct their own energy in promoting and maximizing sales subject to constraint that their profits do not fall below some minimum level of acceptability. So now this is the second thought process that they say कि profit maximization is not firm's objective but sales maximization is firm's objective. But constraint क्या है इसका कि profit should not fall certain amount. एक profit का एक basic amount कहते हैं कि चलो whatever we produce, whatever we sell, we have to हमको basic profit earn करना है 10 rupees. राइट अभी 10 रुपीज इज देयर बेसिक कंस्ट्रेंट, लेट्स कॉल इट एज प्रॉफिट कंस्ट्रेंट, इससे नीचे वो नहीं जा सकते. एंड कंसिडरिंग दिस प्रॉफिट कंस्ट्रेंट दे विल बी प्रोड्यूसिंग एंड दे विल बी सेलिंग जितना मैक्सिमम कमोडिटी हो सकता है उतना. ऑब्वियसली जितना कमोडिटी सेल करेंगे उतना ही दे विल बी अर्निंग रेवेन्यू, राइट, एंड अल्टीमेटली देयर प्रॉफिट्स आल्सो विल इंक्रीज. सो सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन इज द main object of any firm. So, the important factor which explains the manager's preference for sales maximization are following. So, this concept basically came because of the managers. Entrepreneurs are just the owners, they are concerned with profit, but managers are not the owners, they are concerned with not the profit but other things of the firm, right? So, when managers are running the firm and owners are just taking decisions or just signing the papers कि चलो हाँ ये करो वो करो, managers are the real people who are working, so they will aim at maximizing their sales and not the profits. So salary and other earnings of manager are mostly closely related to the sales revenue than to the profits, right? मीनिंग ज्यादा सेल करना है तो ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस करना होगा, ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस करना है तो वर्किंग आवर्स ज्यादा लगेंगे, और जब वर्किंग आवर्स ज्यादा लगेंगे तो मैनेजर को सैलरी भी ज्यादा मिलेगा. सो हिज अर्निंग दैट इज हिज सैलरी डिपेंड्स ऑन द वर्किंग आवर्स, दैट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, दैट इज द सेल मैक्सिमाइजेशन. Bank and financial institution look at sales revenue while financing the firm, right? Banks or financial institution, whenever they are financing the firm, whenever they are giving loans to the firm, they look or they give more importance to the sales revenue than the profit maximization. The trend in sales revenue is readily available, indicating of firm's performances. It is easy to calculate sales revenue. क्यों? Because कितना सेल हुआ इसका information is easily available with the firm. Increasing sales revenue improves the prestige of managers. Yes, इसकी वजह से मैनेजर का प्रेस्टीज बढ़ता है. The more they sell, उनका प्रेस्टीज कंपनी में उतना ही बढ़ता है. Hence, they aim at more of sales maximization than that of profit maximization. Growing sales strengthens the competitive position of the firm in the market, which is partly dependent on size of the enterprise. जितना ज़्यादा सेल है कंपनी का उतना ही उसका मार्केट में भी वैल्यू बढ़ेगा, राइट? बिकॉज ऑल दीज रीजंस वी से दैट सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन इज important objective, is an crucial objective of the firm. So see, sales maximization के लिए what is happening here, this is your total revenue and total cost, right? This is the total revenue and total cost, and this is total profits curve. This is total profits curve. The minimum profit constraint is decided arbitrarily. That is, ये जो total profit to constraint हमने एक decide किया है, this S line जो है ना, this is the minimum profit constraint हमने decide किया. इससे कम we are not going to earn. इससे ज़्यादा ही हमको market में earn करना. And depending on this particular constraint, we will come up with our sales. कितना commodity sale करना, right? But in the practice, it is determined by the opportunity cost of investment in equity shares, right? So ये profit maximization या profit constraint किस तरह से determine करते हैं? By equity shares पे investment का opportunity cost से ये determine करते हैं. So keeping this that is profit maximization constraint behind और उसको consider करके you will produce, look at here, this R T T1 and TJ are two parallel lines. R1A, this will be your maximum profit, right? So OQ1 आपको प्रोड्यूस करना है, या फिर यहाँ पे देखिए keeping the maximum level of profit. Here you will be producing OQ1 will be the maximum profit level, but यहाँ आपको sales maximum करना है, hence you will be producing the amount which is OQ2, जिससे आप बेसिक प्रॉफिट कंस्ट्रेंट फुलफिल कर रहे हो, एट द सेम टाइम आपका प्रॉफिट भी यहाँ पे इंक्रीज हो रहा है, तो यू आर इंक्रीजिंग द सेल्स इंस्टेड ऑफ इंक्रीजिंग द प्रॉफिट। प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइज करना है, OQ1 प्रोड्यूस करना होगा, पर यहाँ पे सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन के बारे में सोच रहे हैं, हेंस वी विल बी प्रोड्यूसिंग OQ2 अमाउंट ऑफ आउटपुट कंसिडरिंग द प्रॉफिट minimum profit constraint. So this was the second objective of the firm. Now we go to the third objective of the firm, that is growth maximization. Right? So sales हो गया और profit हो गया. But now people say नहीं, growth maximization is an important objective of any firm. Right? So R. Morris ने कहा था, is another very renowned economist. उन्होंने कहा था, the objective of the firm is to maximize balance rate of growth of the firm. So किसी भी फर्म को जब ग्रो होना है, बहुत ज्यादा वन गो में ही ग्रो हो जाएगा, दैट मीन्स आगे वो ग्रो नहीं हो पाएगा उतना, राइट? सो किसी भी फर्म को इस तरह से ग्रो होना है विच इज अ बैलेंस रेट ऑफ ग्रोथ, राइट? जब आप बैलेंस रेट ऑफ ग्रोथ में ग्रो होने वाला है फर्म, तब उसका लॉन्ग टर्म में ग्रोथ रेट अच्छा होगा, फर्म का साइज स्लोली 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 इंक्रीज होगा। सडनली आप फर्म का साइज बढ़ाओगे और मैनेज नहीं कर पाओगे तो फायदा नहीं है कुछ भी, you will end up in losses. So what do we mean by balance rate of growth? That is, firm should grow slowly, right? In a way कि आपको सारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स और सारे छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स जो है फर्म्स के, उनको प्रॉपर सबके ऊपर आप ध्यान दें. So let's look at this. The decision about price, output, quantity, advertising, technique, etc. are taken by the management to maximize the balance rate of growth. राइट? सो यहाँ पे प्रॉफिट्स के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, तो वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट रेवेन्यू एंड कॉस्ट. सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, तो वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट मिनिमम प्रॉफिट कंस्ट्रेंट. बट व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट growth maximization or balanced growth, here it is not just about cost, revenue and basic profit constraint. It has many things. यहाँ पे बहुत सारी चीजों को कंसिडर किया जा रहा है, जैसे कि प्राइस, आउटपुट, क्वालिटी ऑफ द आउटपुट. You go on producing if the quality is bad, anyone is going to buy your commodity? No. प्लस आपका नाम भी मार्केट में खराब होने वाला है. एडवर्टाइजिंग, यस, जिसके वजह से आपका प्रोडक्ट फेमस होगा और आपका सेल बढ़ेगा. टेक्निक ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, ये सब चीजें कंसिडर होगी, राइट? सो इन ट्राइंग टू मैक्सिमाइज द बैलेंस ग्रोथ रेट, द मैनेजर फेसेस टू कंस्ट्रेंट. मैनेजर क्या दो कंस्ट्रेंट्स फेस करते हैं. वन इज मैनेजरियल कंस्ट्रेंट एंड द सेकंड वन इज फाइनेंशियल कंस्ट्रेंट. Managerial constraint refers to the strength of managerial team and their skills. जितना अच्छा मैनेजर टीम होगा, उतना ही अच्छा फर्म का बैलेंस्ड ग्रोथ होगा. Why do you think people are employing MBAs from IIMs and all? Because they are good managers. And if you have good managers, they will have innovative idea. And when they have innovative idea, the firm का growth will be balanced growth. Correct? That's why the manager का skill is very crucial, very important for balanced growth of an organization. Financial constraint is related to three financial ratios, right? This is management ratio constraint. The second one is financial constraint. वो तीन ratios पे depend करता है. One is debt ratio, second liquidity ratio, and third is retention ratio. What is debt ratio? Debt ratio is nothing but which is the ratio of total debt to the total assets. टोटल आपने जो आपको रिटर्न्स और जो आपको प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट प्लस इंटरेस्ट रेट रिटर्न देना है, जो आपने लोन लिया है उसके ऊपर, राइट? दैट इज द रेशियो विच इज कॉल्ड एज डेट रेशियो. लिक्विडिटी रेशियो इज रेशियो ऑफ लिक्विड assets of the firm to the total assets. आपके पास जितने असेट्स है उसमें लिक्विड असेट्स डिवाइड उसका रेशियो टू द total assets which we have. This is the second ratio. Second retention ratio, which is ratio of retained profits to the total profits. So इन तीनों रेशियो के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा how much will be the financial constraint, right? So here we are not using, because here we are talking about growth. We are not using cost curves. We are not using revenue curves. We are not talking about marginal cost, marginal revenue, etc. etc. Here we are talking about firms' growth. Hence we have hence in the diagram हमारे पास है indifference curves, right? So you have IC1, IC2, IC3 and IC4. We have four indifferent curves here, right? Obviously, higher indifference curve will give you more profit or more growth. Lower indifference curve will give you lesser growth. Indifference curve, where is the equilibrium point? Everyone knows. Like हमने isocons भी पढ़ा. When tangency होता है, that is the equilibrium point. When there is tangency, it will be the equilibrium point, right? So can you see this balance growth rate, OF, right? This is tangent to IC3. Hence, the firm will be in equilibrium at point E on IC3. Indifference curve 3 पे जब ये टेंजेंसी आपको दिखाई देती है E, इसी पॉइंट पे फर्म मैक्सिमम या फिर बैलेंस ग्रोथ करे, राइट? सो OP will be their profit rate in percentage, and OG will be their growth rate of sales in percentage. Managers try to maximize firms' balance growth rate subject to managerial and financial constraints. ये going on higher indifference curves depends on what everyone wants to be on a higher indifference curve, right? But this depends on what? Two things. One is the management skill and second the financial constraint, right? आपका डेप्थ कितना है, आपका लिक्विड एसेट्स कितना है और आपका प्रॉफिट कितना हो रहा है, इन तीनों पे डिपेंड करता है योर on which indifference curve you will stay on. So looking at this diagram, depending on this condition, considering the management constraint and financial constraint, point E will be the balance growth. At point E, this firm will be growing at balanced rate, right? इससे ज़्यादा करेंगे तो बहुत ज़्यादा अनबैलेंस्ड ग्रोथ हो जाएगा और इससे कम करेंगे तो फर्म इज अंडर यूटिलाइजिंग देयर रिसोर्सेज और अगेन इम्बैलेंस ग्रोथ हो जाएगा, right? So, we have some conclusions. Profit maximization is not the only objective of the firm, right? It is not the only objective of the firm. जैसे स्कूल में बच्चों को सिखाना, it is not the only objective. उनका ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट करना इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव, उनका ग्रोथ करना इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव, राइट? Same way, for any firm also, profit maximization is not the only objective. Modern corporations pursue multiple objectives. इस मॉडर्न कॉर्पोरेशन जो है उनके पास बहुत सारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होते हैं जो उनको फुलफिल करने पड़ते हैं. The main factor behind the multiplicity of the objective is that the separation of management from the ownership. सिंपल चीज है, वाई न्यू इकोनॉमिस्ट और द मॉडर्न इकोनॉमिस्ट थिंक दैट फर्म के बहुत ज़्यादा ऑब्जेक्टिव है. बेसिक रीजन इज ओनली वन कि ओनरशिप और मैनेजमेंट आर टू डिफरेंट थिंग्स. मीनिंग मैनेजर्स आर लुकिंग आफ्टर द एवरीडे वर्किंग ऑफ द फर्म एंड ओनर्स दे आर कंसर्न और दे आर वरीड अबाउट प्रॉफिट. सो जब मैनेजर और ओनर दोनों अलग अलग हो गए, पहले मैनेजर और ओनर एक ही था तब प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन वाज देयर एम. अभी मैनेजर और ओनर अलग अलग हो गया, ड्यू टू विच रीजन नाउ अलोंग विद प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन अदर ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आर क्रूशियल, अदर ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आर मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. जैसे फॉर एनी फर्म गुड healthy working condition is very essential, right? पहले that's why government have introduced labor laws. Why? To have a good working condition in the company. Agar for any entrepreneur, is it important? No. But for manager, it is extremely important because he's the one who's going to work in the firm every day. He's going to spend 8-9 hours in the office. So he wants clean drinking water, cleanliness around. So that is very crucial for the manager. Because of that reason, multiplicity of the objective, ये concept came in the form, right? So, thinking, talking about this particular chapter, what kind of questions can be asked? What you need to study is basically you would have to understand the difference between accounting profit and economic profit. अकाउंटिंग प्रॉफिट और इकोनॉमिक प्रॉफिट में आपको डिफरेंस समझना चाहिए. They can ask you basically objectives of firm. You write all three in short, or they can write you in detail, write about profit maximization objective of firm. Then you have to write about profit maximization in detail with diagrams. They can ask you about sales maximizing objective of firm. Write about only sales maximizing in detail. They can ask you about growth maximization objective of firm. Write only about growth maximization in detail. अगर in general एक ही क्वेश्चन पूछा है, write about the objectives of firm. So तीनों को भी कंपाइल करके शॉर्ट में आपको लिखना है. Whenever you write any question, उसका इंट्रोडक्शन लिखना भूलिए नहीं. In this chapter, what will you write? You can write about economic profit. Right? So basically, what is profit? You can write about firm's objectives. So introduction is very important when before you start any answer. Thank you very much.